Hey everybody, welcome to Llews Reviews, and in this episode I'm taking a look at Hugh Jackman's, apparently, his final performance as the Wolverine in Logan.
Logan, you still have time.
And along for the ride is the great and stupendous Sir Patrick Stewart, reprising his role as Charles Xavier, and also introducing Delphine Keane as Laura. And for spoiler purposes, that's pretty much all I'm going to say about her character in relation to the story of the movie. So the movie takes place about 15 years from today, around the year 2029, and it's been about 25 years since the last known mutant was born. Almost like a dying species, with Logan and a few handful of mutants left. And in the beginning of the movie, Logan himself is taking a job as a limo driver using his old name as James Howlett, while he's also trying to take care of Charles Xavier, who's taking shelter inside a giant water tower while his brain is deteriorating and he's kind of going crazy. He also has some help from another mutant with some serious sun-sensitive skin named Caliban, who they make sure he takes his prescriptions and his serums before he has these crazy seizures, which makes up for some crazy intense scenes. But things take a turn when Laura shows up, who has some past affiliations with the Reavers and Alkali Lake, which of course, if you're watching the last X-Men movies, that's where Wolverine got his metal claws. And as for Hugh Jackman's last performance as Logan, he really held nothing back here. He gives a very, very memorable performance. And this is a Wolverine which we haven't seen before in the past 17 years. He's aging, he's a weary X-Men, and is much more frustrated than we've seen before. The film itself does acknowledge past films, but in its own way, it can stand alone. And we have to say, after the success of Deadpool, which has become one of the most successful R-rated movies of all time, we gotta say that it has opened the door to give us the R-rated Wolverine movie we all really wanted. But on a side note, I did hear that Logan himself, Hugh Jackman, actually took a pay cut to actually make this movie R-rated. He got paid $20 million twice in the past X-Men or Wolverine movies, but he took a pay cut so that he would give us, the Wolverine movie that we all wanted. And trust me, like Deadpool, you're gonna get a lot of violence, a lot of swearing, and a lot of blood and guts and spit and ass and everywhere. But really, this wasn't just an open window to just have excess violence. There was more to it than that. For me, I found that all the violence and action in the movie was a lot like an extension of the character of Logan himself.
We got ourselves an X-Men fan. Maybe a quarter of it happened, and not like this. In the real world, people die.
Logan.
I don't want to talk about it.
Logan.
Just stop.
His frustration, his anger, he really lets loose in this movie, and it's also a very painful thing to watch. His wounds don't heal as fast, and they just leave battle scars. His claws don't come out sometimes he's got 2 out of 3 of them sticking out, and it just looks really weird. For some reason, I don't know why, he limps. He limps for some reason, and he's a raging alcoholic. For me, it was a very, very painful performance to watch, but one couldn't help but admire and appreciate all of it. As well as his relationships with Charles and Laura, this brings out the human drama behind all the superpowers. There's his father and son-like relationship with Charles, and his growing relationship with Laura that we both get teary-eyed over. And then of course there's Charles Xavier and his exposition on the things we experience in life as human beings beyond the screen. You know what? Word is going around that Logan is has become the Dark Knight of the X-Men franchise, or heck, maybe even all of the Marvel movies. But you know what? That's not far of a fair assessment. I mean, it's that damn good of a movie. It is the best Wolverine movie, and yeah, probably is the best X-Men movie out of all of them. Mostly because for the movie Logan, it feels like there's real characters and a real human being behind those claws. And unfortunately, we do have to give a tearful farewell to our long-beloved X-Men from Canada. And kudos to director James Mangold for directing a great Wolverine movie. And Hugh Jackman, good day, mate. You know, originally I was gonna give this movie 4 kangaroos and 1 Joey out of 5 kangaroos, but in honor of the great Hugh Jackman and Logan, it was such a great movie. I'm just gonna give you 5 straight kangaroos out of 5. We'll leave the Joey in there for like a 5.5 technically. It was a good movie. I loved it. Now I'm Irish. And on that note, happy St. Patrick's Day. Alright guys, but if you liked what you've seen here, you like this review, check out the other videos that I have here on the channel. But look down, like and subscribe, and you'll be good to go. See you next time, guys.